We're back, guys. Episode 3. Like Joko, it's still not the plenty. Small. And guess what? This morning, or on this episode, we have my wife's money bag. Correct.
You don't kidnap me.
So, guys, welcome to our podcast, Meet the O's podcast, episode 3. On this episode, Mrs. O and I are having our money plug.
You people, you're increasing my KVU.
That's how we call her. No, we say she.
Start looking for her.
I know now us they go kidnap.
They call her.
So guys, thank you for following our handle, meet_the_O's on IG and Meet the O's on YouTube. Thank you for watching our previous episodes. Thank you for the comments. Thank you. I saw a comment yesterday. Somebody was saying 1 month apart is too long. I said this week, episode 2 is dropping this week. So guys, thank you very much. Mrs. O will do the honors of introducing our host this morning. Then we take it from there.
Hi guys. So today we have the honor and privilege of being hosted.
Yes.
So we're the guests today. We're being hosted by Miss Kemi Adekan.
Yeah.
Yes, I got it.
Yeah.
And she's so many things. So many things. She's the female version of the octopus. But she does so many other things. But one of the things that she does, is she's the chief volunteer of Okapi Children Cancer Foundation. And I'm sure in the course of this episode, she will just share a bit about the upcoming events that is happening soon.
Yeah.
So, good to have you here.
Thank you. Hello, everybody, viewers and the O's. It's such an honor. When Dee called me and said she wanted me to host you guys, I'm like, I must be that special. But yeah, so it's truly an honor to be here, to be your host on this show. I've always had so many questions that I've always asked Dee, and sometimes I'll be a bit scared. I'm like, how will she feel? But when I ask, she'll be like, thank you for asking. You're one of the few people that can even ask this question. So yeah, that's why we're here, to ask some slightly difficult questions. Some slightly difficult questions just to throw more light on how it was for you navigating from grief into love and what you guys are now. And obviously for Mr. O, how it's been for you. Getting married to a widow, the transition, family. Can I start asking my questions now? Okay. Okay, so my first question would be to Dorothy. How was it? Obviously, you lost your husband. We all know that's a sad, difficult thing to do. And I know Yakubu was a great man. He was truly awesome. So I'm thinking, obviously, after navigating the whole grief and the fear, and, obviously, I'm assuming there was fear there.
Yeah.
How soon after his death did you feel like, I need love again? Or did it just happen on you?
Okay, so for me, honestly, I think it just happened.
Okay.
It just happened. I'm not, it's not even I think, because I know that, so this was after the loss, a lot of people thought about it, but didn't know how to bring it up. So even my family members, my friends, just very few people that would just talk and say, oh, you're young, you should get married again. And I'm looking at them like, seriously? Now you're young, you should get married again. So someone asked me a question and said, please don't shut your heart to love again.
Yeah.
And, asked me directly if I was ever going to remarry.
Yeah.
And I told the person, I said, I don't know. I'm not shutting my mind and my heart to it,
Mm.
but I'm not actively searching.
Okay.
I'm just there. If it
Yeah.
happens, fine. If it
It
doesn't
happens.
happen, I'm still okay with
Yeah.
it. You know, and obviously, you know, from the first few early years
Mhm.
after Yakubu's death, that was the last thing in my mind, because
Yeah.
I was still trying to understand
Mhm.
how to go on and, you know, move forward from
Mm.
there. How I moved to being the mother and then being the mother, father,
Yeah.
soul caretaker and everything. It
Yeah.
was a lot. So the
Mhm.
last thing on my mind was relationship or anything like that.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you know, someone had asked me, he had said, I hope you're not is it playing hard to get Ivy? I hope you're not you know, this kind your second clap your second hand now.
You should lower your standards.
Yes, you know, I hope you're not going to play too difficult
Haba.
for, and I now told you honestly, and this was like year 2.
Wow.
And it's not even someone I'm close with.
Yeah.
So I looked at him, then I smiled.
Mm.
Then I just told him, I said, I have earned the right
Mhm.
to be choosy. Yes, he said, I hope you will not be too choosy.
Mm.
He's married, you know. So I told him, I said, maybe he had one brother he was
Mm.
thinking, make they come manage this woman. I told him, I said, I've earned the right
Mhm.
to be choosy. I
Yeah.
said, I have 2 amazing children.
Yeah.
I'm a career woman.
Hey.
I've built myself.
Correct.
I've gotten 9 years experience. No,
You won't
I've
settle.
earned the right to be
Yeah.
choosy.
Mhm.
I won't settle.
Mm.
What am I settling for?
Exactly.
Because not, I know they find picking.
Mhm.
I am
Fine
so
girl
no,
like you.
my
No.
sister.
Fine girl like you.
You know, so I told him,
Yeah.
I said, I've
Mhm.
earned the right to be
Yeah.
choosy. You
Mhm.
not say anything after that one again.
Wow. Okay, so how long afterwards? How soon did you meet Mr. O?
Okay.
And sorry, were you choosy when you met him? Were you skeptical? Were you thinking? I know we've had these conversations privately, but
Yes.
obviously because we're on the show, it'll be good to just.
So, funny enough, first meeting,
Yeah.
face to face,
Mhm.
first contact,
Yeah.
February 2019. Yakubu died November
November.
2018.
Mhm.
First contact.
Yeah.
Then first meeting, March,
Mhm.
20th of March 2019
Okay.
was the first
Physical,
face-to-face meeting
mhm.
because I attended a certification course with this
Okay.
organization.
Okay.
So that's how I first met him.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
then from there, you know, it
Things
evolved.
happen. From there, we're here.
Yes.
Okay.
From there, we're here.
Okay, so Mr. O, when you met Mrs. O, how this one I love reducing it. Try and be reducing it. Okay, so when you met Mrs. O, how was it instant for you, or did you feel like did you have reservations at the fact that she was a widow? Or did you just see her as a woman and you just wanted to be with her?
So how we met
Mm.
was that she had bought a book I wrote
Okay.
and it was delivered to her.
Okay.
Then the coincidence is that the date I autographed on
Yeah.
the book
Mm-hmm.
coincided with the date her husband died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So she sent me a message to say it's a coincidence.
Wow.
The date you autographed on your
Yeah.
book is actually the day I lost my husband. I'm like, oh,
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Mm.
So we now offered for her to attend the class.
Yeah,
She
okay.
came for, which was
Let me chip in.
Yes.
Okay.
So apart from the date, you know,
Yeah.
the message he
Mhm.
put, the message said, life
is not a straight line.
Yes, life is not a straight line.
Wow.
Live it
Wow.
anyway or something like that. And I was like, oh wow.
Wow.
This message like
It's for you.
this message is for me,
It's for you.
date and everything. So
Yeah.
So we were taking the class on emotional intelligence,
Mm.
and I felt this would help
Yeah.
just with coping skills.
Mm-hmm.
So when she came in,
Yeah.
my first impression of her was, okay, she doesn't actually look like a widow
Mm.
because she was so calm.
Sorry, how do widows
No,
look?
you know,
I wore a bright yellow
without
dress.
prejudice to
Okay.
widows.
Yeah.
The stereotype is someone looking sulky and
Sad
wearing
and yes.
dull
Mhm.
colors and looking not well
Yeah.
catered to.
Mm-hmm.
She was wearing a yellow dress that
Oh.
I was like, wow, I like this dress.
Mm-hmm.
And she came
Wait,
in very.
ask you why he liked
Okay. Okay. Why did you like the dress? We know you don't like yellow. So why did you like So why did you like the dress?
So
Tell the truth. Tell the
how
truth.
the endowments were very.
And we all know Mrs. O is very
Yes, very So
mhm.
it's like, okay, this person came in very calmly, she's very, very calm. And we in our organization were hugging. We hug a lot.
Okay.
So she just blended in.
Yeah.
And even when she was speaking, so when she was introducing herself in class, again, I had some expectations, maybe from the stereotype, like, you break down and say, and then people come around you and say sorry. And no, she was very graceful, introduced herself, contributed to class. She just blended in. It didn't look like, oh, I'm here, pity me, I'm in one corner. You guys remember I'm a widow.
Yeah.
For me, that was really outstanding.
Yeah.
So I became curious. Like, who be this person?
I think they didn't even know it was a 5-day course. I think it was the 4th day.
Yes.
That they realized, oh, wow.
So it was that part.
Wow.
It was one of the
conversations
Yes. Okay.
So asked the question that needed me to,
mention that.
Like,
so,
wow.
I was very curious, like, okay, who is this person? And that was where the friendship started.
Okay.
And so, yes, I was very curious.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I know I had from the beginning, and I don't know, I didn't make a conscious decision.
Yeah.
I just became protective.
Yeah.
Of her. So over time, from the friendship, met her kids.
Yeah.
Somehow I just felt I owe this woman a duty to make her not feel she lost a husband.
Okay, can I just as you were speaking, I'm just thinking, okay, obviously she was will I call you a client or a student?
Yes.
Did you feel there was you were breaking the level, what's it called? Some barriers, yeah. Obviously, some people will say it was unprofessional. You were her coach, so to speak. Did you feel like
so in that
you shouldn't have been
her coach?
Okay.
In that context, I was a trainer.
Okay.
In that context, she came to a class.
Okay.
So there weren't any rules being
minor,
yeah.
So if for example we met and she was like, oh, I'm a widow, I'm going through grief, I need some therapy, and then that would have been a consideration. Okay. Another question I've been interested in, moving on from you guys. So the children, obviously you had children with Yakubu, and you also had children with your ex-wife. How has it been blending the family in terms of discipline, in terms of finances? I think I have asked you or Sam earlier about finances, because I'm thinking, okay, because I'm a divorcee, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to marry a man, I'm expecting him to pay my children's school fees. That's the truth. If not, I'm paying it by myself. Why don't I be on my own? So how has it been for you guys? Did you guys sit down and talk about these things? Okay, we're getting married. I'm going to take on your children. I'm going to pay their school fees. Obviously, her husband is late, so she doesn't have any other support. How easy was it for you to have those conversations, and how easy has it been to implement them? For you, I'm actually talking to Coach Sam now. Okay. In terms of talk,
I
don't think there's a subject matter we haven't talked about. I'm not sure. Like, it's something that we grew into. We were constantly having conversations, even from the friendship. Before we knew that there seems there's a thing, and then we started dating and grew into getting married. We became conversant with talking about everything, and it's credit to her, because my kind of person, I will not necessarily initiate conversations. I'm comfortable having conversations, but I'm not the type that will start the conversation. She's a very good conversation starter. She's the one that gets to say, I need to be clear. She has to be clear what she's getting into.
There are no grays. It has to be it has to be black or white.
So she initiated virtually all the conversations, and she's very specific. She's not the type that would gloss over things. She would ask specific, and so the conversations
deliberate
became
questions.
Very normal.
We
used to call it hard talk.
They
became very normal. So that's that part. The aspect of the discipline, the cost. there's no time we've said, this is your cost, this is my cost.
Okay.
We see it as, well, we have a family project. It's like
Okay.
a long list of things to do,
Yeah.
really. So there's no time when it's been, oh, it's my responsibility to offset this. This is your responsibility to offset.
Okay.
Somehow, as we're getting our inflows,
Yeah.
in fact, the way we practice it now is when I get inflows, I just move it to her account.
Oh, that's nice.
How is dispersed? It's
Remy.
actually not my business.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be saying, so
Yeah.
if there are bills that I feel, okay, let me pay this. I send her the evidence of payment so she's able to know that this has been sorted.
Okay.
When
Okay.
I think that there's an extra inflow in my account and I think, let me not just blow this money. I move funds to her account. So we just go with the flow. We don't say, oh, this one is your cost, this one is your bill.
Yeah.
We've not done that.
Okay, that's interesting. I'm glad that works for you. But I think for most couples, even if they're not blended or anything, most people have to do, okay, the husband pays this, the wife does this, so I guess that works for you and that's fine. But how about discipline? For example, Mrs. O, do you feel comfortable, say, to discipline Sharon? How do you feel about that?
Yes, so comfortable, no.
Okay, why?
So because these children are growing.
Yeah.
So we are seeing it from the adult perspective.
Okay.
But for a child, it's easy to misinterpret. There is a beating that your mother will give you. That she go beat you like say she go beat you like pound. But you will never for one day.
You go back and say thank you,
You say thank you. Sorry, you say thank you. But then there's another one where your father's wife will scold you.
Yeah.
And you say it's because I'm not your daughter.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's in trying to find that balance. They're all my children.
Yeah.
None of them go lost.
Yeah.
None go spoil.
Amen.
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 But there is also this approach of, and then like for Sharon is the oldest.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sharon is at an age where it's more of conversation.
Yeah.
But when there is a need to, come down hard, we do.
Okay.
And then maybe for some instances where I feel that the father's voice will hold more water.
Yes, regardless of the child. Yes.
I would tell you, take this one over.
Yeah.
I think that if you speak about this, it will enter more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes mothers.
I know. Exactly. That's the thing. They always see.
You're always there. You're always shouting.
Exactly.
But because the fathers don't talk as much.
Yeah.
That once
in a while. They don't have to talk sometimes. Just the look and they'll arrange themselves.
Like, hey, this man on the vex.
Yeah.
But if it's money, she has started and then they move on. So yes, I won't say it's comfortable.
Okay.
Doing it. And because like for Kempia and Manji.
Yeah.
I've had them since they were babies. I know their tendencies. I know, I know when they're just being naughty and I know when, no, this one, let's cut it.
Okay.
But I'm still learning the girls. I'm still learning to discern which one is a character flaw and which one is we just want test boundaries.
Let's push her small.
Buy chocolate for us because she wants to be us. So that's why I am right now.
Okay. So for Mr. O, how's it been for you in terms of this? I think it's a bit easier for the man, for the father, in the house to discipline children. But how's it been for you? And I also feel that there's a tendency for the other parent to spoil the other children rather than discipline. So how do you navigate that? And how do you create?
It's difficult.
Okay.
And Sharon delights because I left their mom.
Yeah.
There's also that narrative around making sure there is a lot of thought that goes into the discipline.
Okay.
So it doesn't look like I don't care about how they feel.
Yeah.
So there's also that negotiation. If I didn't leave their mom, that would have been a different thing.
Yeah.
Beat the shit. But now there's a lot of, I have to do a lot of trade-off to say, okay, what's the appropriate measure of discipline in this context?
Okay.
What should I do so that I'm not overdoing it and I'm not underdoing it, indulging them? So yes, that balance is there. For Mama K, Kempia, and Manji, there's also the learning them too. I'm also learning them because sometimes I'm also looking at how does the mom respond to what they do. So I'm learning from her response to
Okay.
know how do I come in.
Mm.
So most times you find me observing how I come in.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I've over in this short time learned to do is when I notice she's getting distressed, at that point, I don't even bother
Yeah.
how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just say, come, you're
Yeah.
stressing my wife. And it's like a language they're already
Yeah.
getting used to.
Okay.
So I noticed that I don't interfere when she's dealing with the kids for
Yeah.
them. I
Mm-hmm.
try to just observe.
But of course, you step in when you
Yes.
have
But
to.
when I feel
Yeah.
that, okay, this is looking like a repeated pattern, this is looking like indulging too
Yeah.
much, this is looking like becoming distressed,
Mm-hmm.
then I step in.
Yeah.
So it's not as easy
Mm.
to, but again, it's a lot of juggling of balls. It's a lot of juggling
Okay.
of balls.
I find this interesting because obviously I'm a single mom and I was in a serious relationship, and every time he scolds the kids, I'm like, I beg you. You know, you know, so I find it interesting that you guys are handling this well. For me, I don't know how I would cope personally if I had somebody else who would scold my children or discipline my children. So yeah, maybe I'll come. I'll come for some
And
lessons. Yeah.
So one thing I've also learned to do is instead of scold, I instruct.
Okay.
I find that gives me a lot of peace.
Okay.
I'm more comfortable saying, no, do it this way, rather than why did you do it this way? I feel that it gives me more control.
Okay.
I feel that I'm handling it better. Because again, I'm more concerned about when they grow up, what memories they would have of our coming into their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So I more of approach it from, no, do this, do this, do this. Then another thing I've been doing very well is I take advantage of moments when I'm alone with any of the children.
Okay.
In those moments, I say, okay, so I noticed this, I think you should do it this way. Or tell me what was on your mind when you're doing this. So that way there's that personal interaction. So I get to understand where they are coming from. I get to tell them how I feel about what they're doing and tell them what I think they should do differently.
Okay.
Because for the girls, I don't want them to feel I'm throwing them under the bus because I have a wife. And for Manji and Kempia, I also don't want them to feel I'm putting them on the spot in front of their mom. So I take advantage of those personal moments to influence, instruct, hear from them. That way, because I'm interested in having that relationship with them personally.
Okay. Yes. Did they call you daddy? I've always wanted to ask.
It's interesting. So about 2 weeks ago, my wife stumbled on Manji's phone and he saved my name as Dad. But
do you have tissue?
He still verbally calls me Uncle Coach Sam.
Yeah, okay.
Mama K, on the other hand, Kempia calls me Dad.
Okay.
Because she comes, in fact, there's something about me and Mama K. She hugs me, she just comes and say, good morning, Dad, or good, and hugs me and stays.
Yeah.
So yeah, she has made that transition.
Yeah.
Boo Boo, on the other hand, while saying my name as Dad, he's still more around the Uncle Coach Sam. Or sometimes he just doesn't say the name.
That was what I was going to say. Those first few weeks, he would just start addressing.
Conversation.
Like, he wasn't sure of
how
do I still call him Uncle Coach Sam or so I had that conversation with him. I called him. Then I was like, what do you want to call Uncle Coach Sam? I don't know. What do you want me to call him? I said, no.
Whatever you want.
You are the person that's what you're comfortable. He now said, well, Uncle Coach Sam. I said, that's fine. I said, but at any time, if you feel like you want to call him Dad or Daddy, because Yakubu, they called him Dada.
Okay.
They call me Mama.
Yeah.
So I said, if at any time you want to call him Daddy or Dad, don't feel like I'm betraying the memory of my late father or I've forgotten about him.
Of course.
You can, because like my elder brother, they call some of my siblings Daddy.
Yeah.
So I said, so you can still do that.
Exactly.
And he said, so the day I saw it on the phone, at the point I was like, which one? Then I saw the number and I didn't call his attention to it because I didn't want him to feel self-conscious about it. Then also to for me,
Mm.
I don't think it's a matter of whether because the person you're with did
Mm.
not father the children. Because
Of
I
course.
remember that even Yakubu's method of discipline,
Mhm.
we used to have friction.
Yeah.
Why would they beat
Yeah.
children like
Mhm,
that?
mhm.
He doesn't beat or discipline often as I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk as much.
Mm-hmm.
So the day he will do it, I'm not like,
Scatter
no, better
everywhere.
be talking all the time. Don't be gathering it. Don't be fighting everything up.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
even him that was their father,
Yeah.
there was a time I said, no, I beg, no beat my
Yeah.
pikin like that. It
Mhm.
became my pikin.
Mhm.
No beat my pikin like that. If you're not going to be correcting her part time,
Yeah.
you now bottle
Yeah,
up
but then
everything.
again, it's easier because he's their father.
Yes.
So there's only so much you could say or do.
Exactly.
But with someone else coming in, it's almost like they would also, the moment you give a slight attack, they'll obviously
Yes,
maybe draw back
yes,
or,
it
you
will
know,
feel
so,
like a
so it's
personal
a bit different
Yes,
that
it is.
way.
Yes.
Interesting. I'm actually learning so much from this conversation. And okay, so the last time I came to your house, when was that? Like what? A few weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yes.
Wanted to take pictures. Miss D and I think we're going upstairs.
Yes.
And we're going to take pictures. And I saw Yakubu's picture. And I was like,
Yeah. They have come again.
I was like,
You don't know how.
okay, let me just share one experience here. I think I discussed this with you a while back.
Yes.
There was this love interest of mine who lost his wife, maybe like some 5 years ago. And he still had his wife's picture on his WhatsApp DP. And I said to D, I know if he dates this one. No. As in, he still hung up on his wife 5 years ago. And I'm coming to your house and I'm seeing your late husband's picture on the wall. Do you know, when I posted the picture, can I say that? Okay, so when I posted the picture on my status, I practically cropped. I cropped that part not because of anything. I just felt a bit uncomfortable. So I don't know how Coach Sam feels about that. I'm really very curious. I know, obviously, it's not a problem. It's probably not a problem for D, and I probably understand that for the children, they need the memory of their father, but why not put the picture in their room? I'm divorced. My ex-husband's picture is in my children's room. I won't put it in my living room.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I don't know if it's different because Yakubu is late, but please, Mr. O,
It's funny that even I've had some senior people ask me, especially maybe when the day she celebrates maybe his memories,
Exactly.
or his birthdays, and they're asking
how do you feel?
handle this?
Yeah.
It has never crossed my mind to feel off. I don't see why. Because this is how I feel. This woman had a life with someone whom she lived almost 2 decades with. In terms of knowing him,
relationships,
friend,
and
they got dating, then they got married, then they had children. Then he died. That does not delete him.
Okay.
So there's that part.
Yeah.
There's also the part that who she has become is a function of who she was with him. The version of her I have married.
Wait. Say that one again. No, seriously, just go back.
Who she has become is a function of who she was with him.
Okay.
The version of Dorothy I married is a version that was made from being a friend, a lover, married to Yakubu. Maybe if I had met Dorothy before she met Yakubu.
If you don't like him. So basically, Yakubu had refined her.
So there's a Yakubu in our marriage because an operating system that formed her is him, their relationship. So there's that part. There's a part of her being functional for her children because of him. So the only way I can enjoy my marriage is to preserve him. The memory of him that they have.
Yeah.
I remember when we were dating and when we were thinking, I think we should take it to the next level. I told her, I said, because she had this painting of him. I said, we would always have a painting of him in our house.
He actually.
I literally.
Really?
So that frame you see in our house is my idea.
Wow.
I was of the, school of thought too that I can keep it in the children's
room.
And they get to
So why
see.
did you choose to have it it's obviously it's not a public space, but
Yeah.
it's where anybody that comes into your house will probably see it.
I've always had a picture that will have like a gallery of our stories. That's the picture I've always had.
Okay.
And I don't think I've never really felt off about it. I've always
Wow.
pictured his picture, our picture, the children's picture, because it is a story. It's really a story.
Okay.
So let me chip in a bit. Just this week, I came upon a podcast where this lady was saying, own your story in totality, in full. Because those parts that you feel are ugly, are not so good, actually add up to who you are and why you have that story. So instead of hiding the fact that you're divorced, and you're a single mom, you have children, and because there are people that do that they want to start life again, but they, hide some parts that they were raped, they were abused, but it's then some traits come up and the person is wondering where is this coming from? Because they don't have the full story. And honestly, for me, it was a huge relief when you brought it up, because it was a dilemma. I was like, while I don't want it to seem like, okay, you met this man, you forgot about our dad, everything about his memory, you've hidden it. It's now in hiding. Because you know my story, that I've never shied away from sharing it.
Of course.
Because I feel that you don't hide it. I was married, my husband died.
Yeah.
Death happens.
Yeah.
So I share the story. So it's the same way where his picture is prominently featured in our home.
Yeah.
So that the children know that he's not forgotten. He's not forgotten. This man is not trying to make our mother forget our dad, our father. Wow. That's not what he came to do.
It's not my job to replace their dad.
Honestly, can I say I love you? I truly, honestly love you more now. Because honestly, it's such a noble thing to do. Personally, I know
You're not there.
Personally, no, I'm not there. Yeah. I did not date this guy. He was a fantastic, absolutely lovely guy. Had everything I wanted, but I felt he was still hung. You remember, he was still hung on to his wife.
I said, no.
Till today, that picture still there.
I know. And I was trying to tell you that, the interesting thing. Maybe if you just stay on his own, because he needs to get to that place.
Of course. I never discussed it with him.
Yes, I know. He needs, on his own, you just feel like, this thing, he don't do. On his own.
Interesting. You guys are absolutely, you're a rare breed. Let me put it that way. Do we still have time? I was going to ask about in-laws. And again, I'll share a personal experience. So I have a brother who passed, about 7 years ago, and his wife recently remarried. I was so happy for her. I was really happy for her. And she was a bit skeptical about telling me she had found love again. And when she told me, I'm like, sis, I'm really very, very happy. You need to move. I need to be happy. This guy seems like a lovely guy. However, I don't know if she'll watch this. So when she changed her name on Facebook, I almost stopped breathing for a few minutes. I'm like, but that's life. Yes. So how did your in-laws, Yakubu's family feel, and how did your own family feel? No, maybe I think that's more to you. How did his family feel when you decided to remarry? Were they welcoming or silent, or how was it basically?
So when I decided to remarry, first of course I told my parents, and I sought their counsel because I've never been here, so I don't know what the cultural thing to do is. Left to me, sharp woman. Everybody till death was part, death has done us part. But my dad now said no, that he feels that we should inform them and just let them know first before he even meets Sam's parents. Okay, he wanted to wrap that one up properly, which we did, and the reception was like Yakubu's dad. He said that that he has been thinking about it.
Yeah.
Like, this girl is
You're
still
still
young. Make
young.
she no say because
Yeah.
of this my son will die, she not marry again, and all that. She still has young children. She should find love again and companionship and all that. So he said it. He told my parents, because they attend the same church with my dad. So he said sometimes when he sees my dad in church, he wants to say that, look, this is our daughter. No, they think because But he said he didn't know if it was okay or proper for him to bring it up, because they didn't want it to seem like they were sending me away from their family. I beg, don't marry. Our son don't die, and all that. And I understood where he was coming from. So it was just a very cordial, just we wish you well. We won't say we're surprised,
of course.
and you've done well in these 5 years that our son died and all that. So that was basically the reception that I got. Yes.
Okay.
And then so like for your sister-in-law changing her name, it's a personal decision.
Of course.
I'm still maintaining mine for my own.
I even changed your name for you.
I saw it. I
changed the name already.
It's a personal reason, but we discussed it.
Okay.
We discussed it, and he was like, see, even the stress of name change in this Nigeria alone. And then like at work, by God's grace, already
a big girl in the industry.
I'm getting there. And honestly, the thought of going through all that documentation
process,
then you do BVN, NIN, national passport.
So you just didn't bother.
Yes, and because we had the conversation, and he was like, please,
okay.
Stress.
But of course, publicly you go by Mrs. Obafemi.
Oh, basically, but
okay.
People just call her Mrs. O.
Yeah.
I just like my colleagues now in the office, most of them call me Mrs. Obafemi.
Yeah, okay.
Call me Mrs. Obafemi. Even though when the list now comes out for anything,
it still shows.
Yes,
but
okay. They call me Mrs. Obafemi.
Okay. I think those are all my questions.
Yes. So, like I said earlier, Kemi will just share a bit about the foundation, and then Mr. O will wrap it up.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's have our copy.
Okay. Where do I start from? Just how many minutes do I have? Because I could talk about Cappy for 1 hour.
Okay, no.
Okay. Brief. Okay. Okay, so Okapi Children Cancer Foundation is a non-profit organization which was set up in 2017 by a group of friends and myself to support children fighting cancer in Nigeria. Okapi was my brother. I mentioned during the podcast. He passed on in 2017 after a very brief but fierce battle with cancer. And during the course of his treatment, he met a little boy, who had cancer, was given a few weeks to die, and he had such high spirits. And my brother was thinking, he hasn't even been given a date and he's almost dying, So we got talking. I was very, very close to him. We got talking, and I'm like, children have cancer. But like, yes, I said, maybe it's Oyinbo disease. I don't think we have cancer in Nigeria for children, because he was in the UK. So we got talking. He said, I should go and check that he's sure children have cancer. I went to National Hospital that day, and they had to drag me out of the place. It was crazy. Like, the ward was full. Loads of children, different types of cancers. And honestly, that's how the journey started. I honestly couldn't look back. So after that, I started going to people, do you come and give me 1K? I want to help one child. Sam, give me 2K. That's how we started. So the first time we raised 100,000. We took it to the hospital maybe like a week after. By the time we got back, if we met 10 children, 5 had died. Honestly. And there was basically one parent. I'm even having goosebumps talking about it now. There was one father who was, because we're thinking, okay, we'll give those that are still here. And there was one father, his child had just died, and he needed money to get his child's body. National Hospital won't even, I don't know if I'm allowed to say national. The hospital won't even release the child to the father, and the man was devastated. How much did he need? Maybe like 20,000 at that time. So basically gave him 20,000. He got his child's body, went to bury. And honestly, I have not looked back since then. I didn't plan on setting a foundation, but it's just been one thing after the other. So now, we've we've been going on for about 6-7 years. Obviously, after the death of, he died sadly, he died in 2017. So after his death, we've been going on. We've been supporting children at National Hospital, FMC Jabi, and University of Abuja Teaching Hospital in Gwagwalada. We've seen some survivors. Of course, we've seen many deaths, which has been very traumatizing. Every day I say I'm not doing this again, but I keep doing it. So yes, I think I digressed a bit.
So tell us about
The walk. Okay, so annually, September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and every year, Okapi Children Cancer Foundation organizes an awareness walk just to create awareness on childhood cancer, to let people know that children do have cancer, children can survive from cancer if we support, if we come around, if we, just give them hope and courage. So the walk this year is coming up on the 28th of September. We'll be kicking off from Jabi Lake. It's about 6 kilometers. It's a fun walk. That's the fun part of what we do at Okapi Children Cancer Foundation. People don't see what we do at the back end, but at the front of it, yes. So everyone's invited. 28th September 2024 at Jabi Lake. It's about 6 kilometers. You could register on our website, www.okapicf.com. Thank you.
So what if maybe someone wants to contact you, sponsor, support?
For number or... Well, okay, we have a hotline, 0817-5160785, and obviously email okapicf 0817-5160785. Was that slow enough?
Yes.
And we can also be contacted by email, okapicf@gmail.com. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been absolutely awesome. It's been a beautiful, honestly, I think I learned, I didn't know what to expect coming here, but I feel like I've learned a lot, and I think I could be a better person going forward. Maybe I'll call that man back. If he's still single, I'll call him back, and probably I'll give it a try and keep an open mind. And I think I'm very protective of my children, but learning from you guys today, I think I would be a bit more open in terms of allowing somebody else into my space and into my children's lives. That has been a big challenge for me, so I'm glad I did this. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kemi, for coming on the podcast. And I will just wrap it up by saying kindness goes a long way. Yeah, whatever we do, kindness is really a very big ingredient for life. You can't always get it right. Things will always go once in a while off. Life would happen. Crisis would happen. Oh, divorce. Oh, death. Oh, discipline, parenting. The whole world is in chaos. But one thing that hopefully this podcast can tell as you listen to this, kindness. Just be kind. Yeah. Learn kindness, show kindness, practice kindness, give kindness. It will come back to you. So on behalf of my wife and I, the O's, and our very beautiful friend, Kemi Adekonye, and with all the love to Okapi Children Cancer Foundation, we're looking forward to the work. September 28th. Guys, please support the work. Show up if you're in Abuja. Get the kits, go to the website, call that number, sponsor if you can. Get the merch from the shop, what do we call that?
Charity shop.
Support Okapi. We are Okapi ambassadors.
Since day one.
We love Okapi Foundation. So guys, if that's all this episode achieves, do that for us, because we'll be very glad. So guys, see you in episode 4 when the children are coming.
The children are coming.
Episode 4, you will see all the... Just keep it posted. Thank you guys. Follow us, share this, tell someone about Meet the O's. Peace out.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.